Hello everyone. Welcome to another session on our MCQs from current affairs related to governance. My name is Abhishek Saxena. So just like with every video, we take up certain questions. In this video also, we are going to talk about certain questions and to see that how we can arrive at the correct answers for them. So let us quickly move on to the very first question. The Jigyasa program is inspired by the vision of a new India and scientific social responsibility of scientific community and institutions. So while we have heard enough about CSR or corporate social responsibility, this scientific social responsibility is a fairly unheard term in the common discourse. And the Jigyasa program, which means the inquisitiveness, the Jigyasa, right? So we need to know about the program. Only then we can answer this particular question. So it's a highly factual question per se, right? So we'll keep this statement at bay for a moment. Second statement, the program would be implemented by the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, that is CSIR, in collaboration with NCERT. Well, the Jigyasa program is indeed about a student scientist connect program, right? To develop things and to research into things or to know things related to the scientific applications or rather applications of the concepts of science to bring about the public good or the social aspect of it to the fore. So this statement is correct. However, the second statement is incorrect to the extent that it is not NCERT, rather it is the KVS or Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan, which is collaborating with the CSIR. So this statement is incorrect only on this factual ground. So we need to find the correct statement and only one is correct. Hence the answer would be option A. Option A. Moving on to the next question. Which of the following statements regarding the National Logistics Policy 2022 are correct? Well, this policy and programs are an essential part of governance and social justice. You have policies related to EV, vehicle scrappage, right? And many other which are in the news, and so is National Logistics Policy. So while questions related to this involve two aspects, fact plus deduction. When I say deduction, I mean through the knowledge of fact and salient features, whether we are able to deduce a particular argument or not, right? So let us look at the set of statements. Under the NLP, a non-lapsable logistics fund is created. Well, as per the information, no such fund has been talked about. Why I am saying this? Because the components of a policy are essential. Just to say that there was a national policy on electronics, right? And it talked about a fund to protect the IP rights. So in that policy, there was a fund. But in National Logistics Policy, so far, no funding has been talked about. Let us look at the second statement. Dashboard for ease of logistics services is one of the major component of the policy. Yes, that is correct. The third statement, logistics park will be set up under its comprehensive logistics action plan. Yes, that is also correct. To augment the capacities, to create nodes for efficient logistics, these logistics parks are being envisaged under the policy. So we have 2 and 3 statements as correct statements and the first statement as incorrect, and we need to find the correct ones. Hence the answer would be option B. Option B. Moving on. Which of the following statements regarding the New India literacy program are Correct. Okay. The first statement, it aims to achieve universal proficiency in foundational literacy and numeracy for every child by the end of grade 3 by 2026-27. Well, if we look at the foundational literacy and numeracy, we already have a Nipun Bharat, right? A Nipun Bharat. And it is that which basically, aims this idea of 2026-27 under the overall vision of the national education policy, right? So at times, the knowledge of other schemes in similar sector or same sector can help you identify the correctness of a statement or its incorrectness. So it is not under New India Literacy Program, rather it is under the Nipun Bharat. So this statement is incorrect. Second statement, it covers non-literates of the age of 15 years and above in all states and union territories. Well, that is correct. All material and resources under the program shall be provided digitally. Yes, that is also correct. That it is a program which is heavily reliant on the digital infrastructure created, or the mode of the delivery is digital. So we have 2 and 3 as correct statements. Hence, the correct answer would be C, option C. Moving on to the next one. Consider the following statements regarding broadcast seva portal. So every new portal dashboard are important from the point of view of governance and social justice, whether we talk about Pragati, right, or Covin, etc. Right. So let us look at the statements. It is an online portal solution for speedy filing and processing of applications for various kinds of licenses, permissions, and payment of fee. That is practically correct. Second statement, it has been jointly developed by National Informatics Center and Tata Consultancy Services. Well, often these questions get wrong on the facts. Once you are able to identify with the information and the context, it is the facts that you should test. Well, generally we see government portals being developed by NIC, right? But that is not the case. And if it looks too good to be true, then you need to check the statements once again. Well, for reality, it does not involve NIC. It does involve the TCS. Apart from this, Mini Ratna government PSU called Broadcast Engineering Consultants India Limited, right? So it does not involve the NIC, and that makes the second statement incorrect, not on the essence of the broadcast seva portal, but on the factual premise of it, right? So a healthy marriage between facts plus deductions or analysis and information is needed to answer governance and social justice. So we have second statement as the incorrect statement. Hence, the correct answer would be option A. Option A. Moving on. PM CARES Fund was in news because multiple RTI queries were filed. There was, the matter in courts, that how it is being governed, this and that. Information about PM CARES is important. It is headed by the chairperson of Niti Aayog. Well, is it so? Is it headed by the chairperson of Niti Aayog? Who is the chairperson of Niti Aayog? It is the Prime Minister. So a simple statement, it could have been written as it is headed by Prime Minister, but they have twisted it to check whether you know that Niti Aayog is chaired by the Prime Minister. So that is correct, right? So avoid getting entangled into these twists and be very careful. Second statement, contribution by companies towards PM Care Fund will be counted as corporate social responsibility expenditure. Yes, that is correct. Contribution towards Prime Minister National Relief Funds are notified for 100% deduction from taxable income. Often PM Cares is compared with Prime Minister National Relief Fund. There were murmurs as well that why are we creating a separate fund when it was created. So its analysis, vis-a-vis similar thing like Prime Minister National Relief Fund are important for our studies for governance and social justice. Hence, I always say that it is facts, info and analysis or deductions which are important, because merely by knowing facts you cannot answer questions. Also, just by hollow analysis without being cognizant of the facts can lead you to a trap. So that is also a correct statement. So we see that all the three statements are correct here. Hence, the answer would be option D. Option D. Moving on to the next question. Consider the following statements regarding across scheme. It addresses different aspects of weather and climate services. Yes, that is correct. Basically, it pertains to the atmospheric science programs of Ministry of Earth Sciences, right? Hence, the first statement is correct. It is an atmospheric science program under Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So these ministries are closely related: Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change and Ministry of Earth Sciences. So you should be aware that the program, ministry, nodal agency, participating agencies are certain facts which should be on tips to avoid the confusion, right? So it is clearly under Ministry of Earth Sciences. Hence, the second statement is incorrect. So if we know the details and the nodal ministry, we can automatically eliminate the second statement as incorrect, or we can say that it is incorrect. But be very clear, pay attention. It wants us to find the incorrect. So in a zest, we might, say that one only, right? And that would earn us a negative mark. Here the answer would be, the correct option would be option B, 2 only, because we need to find the incorrect one. All right. So that is the takeaway from this particular kind of a question, right? Moving further. Kayakalp Awards is associated with which of the following? Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Digital India Mission, Smart City Mission, Skill India Mission. Kayakalp would loosely translate to transformation, right? And often we see there has been an evolution of incentive and competition approach, right? Many awards are given, rankings, ratings, example NIRF, etc. So once we know the larger philosophy, right, we can easily remember things. So Kayakalp Awards are related to Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Hence the correct answer would be option A. Okay, option A. The awards per se were launched by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, right, regarding the public or private health facilities for high standards of sanitation and hygiene. Moving to the next question. Which of the following statements regarding the National Recruitment Agency is or are correct? It is an autonomous organization to conduct entrance exam in higher educational institutions. We are talking about National Recruitment Agency, not National Testing Agency, right? So this was true for National Testing Agency, rather NTA, right? So this statement is incorrect. Statement number 2, it will conduct a screening examination for non-gazetted jobs only. Yes, that is correct. It will replace the present recruitment agencies like SSC or Staff Selection Commission. Mind you, a lot of you might be preparing for SSC, right? But the idea is that while it will conduct the preliminary screening sort of an examination, the consequential main examination would be conducted by the respective agencies like SSC, IBPS, or the Regional Railway Recruitment Board, etc. Right? So this statement is incorrect. It is not going to replace. It is not a replacement. Rather, it is a pre-filter of sorts. So third statement is also incorrect, and we need to find the correct ones. Hence, only the statement 2 is correct. Hence, the answer would be option B. Option B. Moving on. Consider the following statements regarding the National Career Service Project. So it is under Ministry of Labor and Employment, right? So that is correct. The statement, the program and the ministry or the nodal agency mapping, as well as the stakeholder mapping, right? Second statement, under the initiative, the course has been launched in partnership with TCS Ion. Yes, that is correct. It's a unit of Tata Consultancy Services. So both the statements are correct. Hence, it is an easy one. The correct answer would be option C. Option C. Moving on to the last question. Consider the following statements regarding Know India program. The first statement, KIP is a 3-week orientation program for non-resident Indian youth to promote awareness on different facets of the life of India. Well, it is not open to non-resident Indians. Rather, it is open to the youth of Indian origin, excluding non-resident Indians. So this statement is incorrect. It has been organized by Ministry of External Affairs. Yes, often you see Ministry of External Affairs and programs, you do not associate with them a lot. It is rather the developmental related ministries or ministries in the front of social justice, which actually release multiple schemes, policies and programs. So it is important that it might appear as a gray area, which you might exclude, right? And an excellent source for nodal agency and program mapping are the economic survey and the India yearbook, as we all call it, the volume India 2023, which is going to be there, right? So that is going to be an excellent source, because there the ministry, the department and the programs are listed in a very categorical way. The first edition of the KIP was held in 2014. No, it was in 2004. So it's an old program. So we need to find the correct statements. Only the second statement is correct. Hence, the correct answer would be option B. Option B. Right? So those were the questions for today's session. You can attempt more such interesting quizzes across subjects related to the UPSC CSE on our website by scanning this particular QR code. Right? Until next session, thank you so much.